Hey guys, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Coggins. We are doing episode 14, Predictions of Star Trek Discovery. Hell of an interesting looking one, Stuart. What's it called? And let's dive in.
The title of this one is The War Within, The War Without. And I think that's very much Klingon-y, because we're going to be talking about the War Within with Ash and Vok, I think. And then the War Without, obviously, because we are losing the war at this point.
A lot given away on this episode, and some people say don't watch the trailers, but they come straight after the one I watch, and they're always kind of interesting, and the last couple have been really like, ooh. And this one was the first one I've been like, damn. Other times it's been, okay, that's interesting, but this was a damn, because we guessed Lorca something ages ago, we knew Vok, this is a reveal that no one knew. This is where it goes into new places. Took them 14 episodes, but this is going to be great, I think.
Yeah. And the first shot of this, I had to watch real closely. You do see the Discovery, and it does say USS Discovery. But if you zoom in, I just noticed if you zoom in, you can see the two little work bees that are affixing the U, which is a neat little touch. It's probably like the first scene of the whole episode.
First priority, get rid of those uniforms and put the U back on. Yes, because we are back in the Prime Universe. And I hope they address it, but the ISS Discovery is currently in the Prime Universe as well. And it's been 9 months of trouble. And
if you'll notice, with the scene coming up, there's an incoming transporter beam, and Admiral Cornwall and Sarek beam on board with their weapons drawn. Could it be that they thought this was the ISS Discovery? Maybe? Maybe?
See, I just took it as... Well, we've gone for 9 months is a long time, and we're all losing. They could be imposters, but you're right. Yeah, absolutely. These could be.
And there's also Tellarite there too, with his weapon drawn.
There are 2 waves of beamins. The initial, don't move, guys. And then, okay, it's safe to beam in. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's because the Discovery was wreaking some havoc, working with.
Yep. Well,
I don't think they'll be working with the Klingons, but.
No,
I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out if that's a tie-in. It probably isn't. It probably would just be like, where have you been for 9 months? Is this a Klingon trick of some kind?
Yeah.
Did the Klingons confiscate the vessel?
But there's so much they can do with a 3-faction war. The Discovery chose a side. Captain Killy said, ooh, the Klingons are pretty strong in this universe. This'll be fun. They need a leader. Well, what we say, enemy of my enemy is my friend. And they've got... They have specifications of apparent... to be fair, they do actually have specifications of old Federation ships. Because of if the Defiant archives are anywhere on that ship, or like any remnant, if Killy happens to love old ships, they're actually new ships to them, but whatever, then they might have the data files of how to destroy the modern ships because the data files in the future. Very convoluted, but I just thought of it. I'll skip on that. But yeah, love that. I hope the ISS isn't forgotten about, and I hope they didn't just say, oh yeah, they spawned back at the same time. And it's like, what? That's not how that works.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense in any way. Anyway. So yeah, incoming transmission, and then Cornwall, she's alive, it's been 9 months. Sarek's alive, it's been 9 months. And then what do they say?
Yeah, so they say that 20% of the Federation space has been occupied, and that 1/3 of the fleet has been destroyed. And at that time, when she says that, you get a shot of the space station, which looks like it has a Klingon symbol on it.
They've made their mark.
And some damaged ships and.
Well, it's interesting because the briefing they have looks to be the same space station. That's the one that they were at earlier in the show.
Yeah.
It looks destroyed, at least marked. So who knows which way ordering that is. But yeah, 20% of the space occupied. That's a lot. Even if it's out of rim, that's a lot. Because, we saw the borders. They were staying pretty much on task. And it takes more than just... surely when we're in a war, you try and progress the border. Doesn't mean you go back and occupy the ships as your first occupy the planets as your first priority. You keep pushing forward. So they had to have a certain push to then go back and occupy. Does that make sense?
Yes and no.
It can be either way.
Usually in war you want to take out the villages and towns in between on your way through. That would include planets in this case, because you don't want your pushing your forward lines forward and still having strong resistance behind you as well. That doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so, I guess blow them up first, but I assume they haven't got that many ships, especially since they were losing a bit. And I guess they were doing very well before the war. And then a third of the fleet destroyed. And you made a brilliant comment in a previous episode. What could that mean, Stuart? If a third of the fleet has been destroyed?
They're going to have to rebuild, and they can rebuild with new ships that look like prime ships. Dun, dun, dun!
It's perfect. No. I mean, kill all the designs that no one likes. Well, no one likes a bit harsh, but that don't necessarily fit. Although, John Eaves, who designed most of them, did say to us that what we see in Discovery represents several generations of designs and several variations. Like, this is their great time to try new things.
Yes.
Which then becomes, no, we know the style. But if they destroy that oldest third, then the look will feel suddenly more unified. And, hey, the Connies coming to the rescue would be impressive. Imagine at the end of the show, if we see, 3 or 5 of the Connies, that survived, swoop in and help Discovery. I mean, that could be an amazing season finale. We thought Discovery was big. This was an important battle. The Connies are here. They are the big guys of the fleet, and all looking prime and shiny and maybe more panelly. But wouldn't that just be glorious?
Well, yes, but I associate the word glorious with more of a Klingon thing. It'd be glorious to see a D7 show up.
Yeah.
But.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, heavy losses. And we both postulate they must go back in time to solve this, because I'm pretty sure if they've jumped to the future, if 8 years from now we're down to a Cold War, if the Klingons did that much damage to us, can it go back to a Cold War state? I feel like this is too drastic a thing to happen and be not mentioned. I mean, there are generations of people hating the Klingons beyond just we'll be at Cold War, I mean, that's a lot. That's billions of people. That's hundreds of billions, potentially.
Yeah, I don't think you can go back to the Cold War statuses after that. Usually the winner of those wars kind of puts a kibosh on the loser. Look at Germany after World War II. Weren't allowed to have an army. Weren't allowed. They had all these sanctions put on them. Well,
I guess it is worth mentioning that now that Discovery's back, they can give their anti-cloak. Code.
That's true. Formula.
So, yeah, the advantage will then be lost, but they've also. They were not winning with their entire fleet. A third of the ship. Well, I guess you got unlimited spore jumps right now, so you got back to spore tech.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's cool though. It's a great place to go from.
Hold on, going back to the whole Cornwall thing, coming under the bridge. Last thing they knew, the Discovery was supposed to jump to Starbase 46 and give them the formula for the decloaking thing, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And she had her suspicions about Lorca. She knew that he wasn't the man that she had fallen in love with earlier, and all this. So she could also be coming on, expecting to see Lorca, going, why'd you turn your back on us? Why'd you betray us? Why'd you lie to us? Whatever. So that could be another thing too as well. I just wanted to point that out. Yeah,
well, it depends how Captain Killy took the situation. If she never accepted a hail, because there was an instant transfer. So depends exactly. Again, depends how they take it. Do they ignore the ISS Discovery? Do they use that? It's so exciting, this next two, and I hope they're like 50 minutes each. Give us a movie length. Not 38 minutes or 30. Use your any time length you want. Give us something really epic. 'Cause this is like the bonus movie we got at the end of the show.
Yeah.
What if the Federation really got screwed over by Klingons? We've never seen it before. Let's see it in this and then do a hard reset. They go to this space station and it is sort of intact. It's actually quite well intact considering if it got attacked. The space station's pretty much, it's bruised but it's still there. You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't been destroyed. So I guess they might have won, but barely. But the symbol's there, so who knows? And then we see a shot of, what's her name? I was going to say Takuvma, but it's not.
L'Rell.
Yeah, we see a shot of L'Rell, and then Burnham saying, I started this war, I need to finish it.
Talking to Giorgio, yeah. So Sarek says, that Starfleet tactics have failed us. And then Giorgio says, well, what if I can show you ways to bring them to their knees? And coming from the evil Emperor, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the best reveal so far. Unexpected. Bring her to the Prime universe. Opens a billion doors. Because she should know more advanced technology than Prime. She should know more species because she had to conquer them. She should know weaknesses of races that we don't know yet, because it's relatively parallel. That's really interesting. And it might have influenced how our technology evolved, how we went in. I mean, especially since she knows the Defiance technology. She knows post their technology. So maybe she is the one that helps give us phase technology that jumps us from Cage Connie to actual Connie. That spawns that refit, gives us that look, because boom, we've got this slight jump. Which would be ironic that the Mirror Universe uses TOS tech to get to post-TOS, and then pre-TOS uses Mirror Universe post-TOS tech to get to TOS, which then goes back and influences Mirror. What a wonderfully circular existence.
Yes.
But how cool is that, Mirror Giorgio having a purpose and doing something? I mean, come on, if you've got nothing to lose, what you've got to lose is the end of your life, the end of everyone's life, trillions of lives. Would you listen to the one that conquered the universe?
Yes. Speaking of, the next scene is really cool. I didn't realize this at first, but that's the Discovery shuttle bay, and it looks like it's loaded up with weapons pods, launching some kind of torpedoes, or they could be fighters. I don't know what they are. I assume there's some kind of weapons, though. But that just looks hella impressive. And if they can modify ships like that, or use modular things to really beef up defenses and or armament, that's cool. I really like that.
Although, if you look below the shuttle bay in the middle, do you see the USB port? I mean, torpedo launcher. Was that there on the Prime Discovery? Because we've seen the back a lot of times. I've never registered the torpedo launcher there.
I don't think so.
Which means, what if this is the ISS Discovery? What if that's the trick? What if this is... Because, that's a hefty... you can obviously get it in the shuttle bay. But what if this is the Mirror Discovery with all their advanced tech? They've got custom, planet-killing tech. It looks to me as if they're unmanned pods or drop pods of people.
Yeah.
How interesting that would be, they're the planet-killing weapon. Because, to be fair, would Captain Killy listen to Giorgio?
Don't see why not.
Maybe she was almost loyal. How cool would that be if then, Killy's out been massacring everybody, and then Giorgio's like, "Yo, girl, come back, we've made a deal." She's like, "Oh, what?" And this is ISS. What do you think?
That's an interesting take. I never even considered that. I would assume that the ISS would have swapped back at the same time as Discovery.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't. Just quantum entanglement. It's like a slingshot. Once this one goes here, this one has to automatically sling back. But I know. It'd be cool if we see both of them together. Yeah. The Mirror Universe one and the Prime one.
Either way, they're launching something, and my guess is drop pods. It's difficult. If we skip that close up of them firing down, that's such an un-Starfleet design. Fair to say. The back shot with rockets, and it's just not very Starfleet.
Yeah,
it doesn't have that vibe. So I wonder, what do you think they are? Given that we see them go into the orbit, and then
I'm not even going to speculate. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not even going to call it.
Okay.
Because there's, like I said, they're photon torpedoes or some kind of... I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, drop pods does make sense, but visually that would link to Halo for me. That's what I see. But I think it's some mirror tech, which gives us the opportunity to go beyond what we know.
That'd be cool.
Some sort of mirror specialist weapon that maybe it's bioweapons. Maybe they're bioweapon pods.
Well, they're launching towards a planet. They could be decimating the atmosphere somehow.
Yeah. You've got to think harsh. But yeah, so we see a shot of Sarek talking to Giorgio, obviously trying to convince her. Then what happens next?
So the Admiral Cornwall talks to L'Rell, who's still in the brig, and says, "How does this war end? You're killing innocents." And L'Rell, being a Klingon, says it doesn't. "We'll fight to the last breath, till our honor is satiated." I don't know what she says after that, but she says it won't. And yeah, the Klingons wouldn't just give up. they would keep pushing to the last man. So it'd be interesting to see how they reset to the Cold War status for TOS, which is just a few years down the road.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the reason she's doing this war is not to conquer the Federation. It's to destroy the Federation as a preemptive to stop them, the Klingons, being impuritied, classic Nazi in a sense. There's no reason for them to stop beyond we lose or we can't win. The reason isn't rational. The reason is radical. So why would they stop? As long as you exist, we want to kill you. And that's really like, back to the dark ages of whatever. I mean, how do you? I mean, okay, yes, to be fair, okay, so imagine this. Say Giorgio says, okay, well, help, you can offer her a good life, whatever. And there is ISS and Killy, maybe she's hiding out, doesn't want to use her one ship, because it's not got spore drive, it's got a single ship. Brings her up hiding, got 2 discoveries. You maybe give that discovery some spore tech, and then the Klingons, to try and bluff them into a Cold War status, you make their cloaks obviously not viable, but you have 2 discoveries jumping, doing attacks at the same time, which tells the Klingons, oh no, they've got more than one ship, and they're detecting our cloaked ship. So you do like 10 raids in one day with 2 ships, and for the Klingons it looks as if 20 ships around the galaxy destroyed half our fleet. We don't know how many ships, we don't know how many they've got, we don't know how it would stop you in the tracks, wouldn't it? Because there's 2.
Yeah.
And if they do double team, if a single captain survives, you see 2 of these things doing amazing maneuvers.
Because the Klingons would have to assume that Discovery's out of the picture. This mystery ship that was destroying all their ships is gone for 9 months. Was it destroyed? Probably. Now all of a sudden there's 2 of them, and a lot of people will be saying, how would there be 2? Because the ISS Discovery doesn't have it. Well, we did hear earlier one of the admirals state that they're starting to implement spore drive technology on some of the ships of the fleet. Mm-hmm. They could pull one off one of the damaged ships from the starbase, fit it on the ISS Discovery, and yes, you got 2 Discovery spore jump ships. Mm-hmm. But you'd need a controller for the ISS.
Well, Tilly, she's been spore infected.
Oh, with the green spore.
And if the spore is if the universe is sort of entangled, maybe that makes Mirror Tilly a teeny bit, If the spore, although they did say that spore network in the Mirror universe did not affect the spore drive in the Prime universe until it's too late, and the whole thing goes kapooey. So it isn't like, those things aren't linked. There's still a line between them. So that wouldn't make much sense. But I mean, if you can it's an injection. It's not a radical thing. It's an injection of tardigrade DNA. It's not going to be the end of the world. But that is a good question. They were saying, we would want to develop spore ships. Why wouldn't the Federation have more spore ships at this point? I'm assuming Discovery shared the ability to give people, like the ancient DNA, the ATA gene, to access ancient technology. It's just a drug. May or may not take, but you've got enough people to test it on.
But it is genetic manipulation.
Yes.
Which Stamets said if he had told Hugh would have had to report it, and it would have ended his career for doing it. Because the Federation is against that kind of thing. So I can't see them voluntarily, whether they're winning a war or not, or losing a war or not, ejecting somebody with that to have the spore jumps be. See, that's the thing that with the whole we're implementing spore drive on other ships that bothered me, because how are they going to control the jumps?
Well, it's one of those things, you just ask for volunteers. If they're volunteering and we've got a proven test subject it's safe, safe, one test trial, not really a good test trial, but hey, that's the thing, if the war is going to kill everyone, high morals are great, but if there's a fleet of ships coming towards Earth, and you've got 9 ships with spore drives, and none of them, and you say, well, we could inject 9 volunteers, or in one day we're all dead. You know what? We'll just wait. There's no morals be damned if they're volunteers and if it's ish safe. Unfortunately, these things are a thing. So that does ask more questions. Maybe they did that and no one took. Stamets was the only one that could ever do it. Plot convenience, special DNA, whatever. That'd be great. They tried it for months. Not a single person took. And it's like the secret weapon they had didn't do a damn thing. That'd be interesting.
You just mentioned something interesting.
Ooh.
When you said Stamets, I'm thinking, okay, if the ISS is still here, if the ISS Discovery is still here, is it possible that Hugh is on board the ISS Discovery and there's another Hugh who decides to stay at the end of all this and doesn't go back to the Mirror Universe? Is that the way of getting Hugh back? We didn't see him in the trailer. We're kind of getting off topic, but
no, I agree.
This is predictions, and that would be very cool.
Well, part of we think they need to go back and watch our episode on time travel, because we go into this more in that. You know, the amount of changes they're doing doesn't break canon, but really, really fudges the line of how much you can do. You know.
Yes.
So it would make more sense to have them use the time travel ability they can now do to go back to the binary star. Maybe even sacrifice the current version of Discovery to spore, destruct, and destroy Kuvma. You stop the war. You stop the radicals. You stop Burnham from getting whatever. Chain of events starts there. You know, that would be an obvious thing to do. Resets, but you still know all the characters, so you can have an even better season 2. You can bring Ash back, easy, but the real Ash. Even more options if you do that. And obviously Hugh's alive, and Stamets. I mean, there's no reason to not go back and do that and save everybody everywhere. Even Klingons, you're saving millions of Klingon lives. Or hundreds of thousands. I mean, that's worth it in every respect to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can, you should. But one of the big reasons was also to save Hugh. If you love Hugh enough, I mean, I know he's sort of a cold-ish man, but you've got a way of saving him and saving...
Hugh's not cold. Hugh's not
no,
cold at all.
Stamets. No, Stamets is the cold one. Gotcha. Like, he hasn't yet emoted fully on the death of Hugh, you know. But if there is a mirror Hugh, and if he's a nice enough guy, yeah, you're right, maybe that will be the way of keeping him, because if you take that out of the equation, then time travel doesn't need to happen. But yeah, certainly. Is he second in command? You know, is he I mean, would you want to data Phlox like serial medical nasty guy? But he liked the same opera, so therefore he's still dateable. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, but he listens to that opera while he's just dissecting live patients.
Hey, Gorn. Oh, you're green on the inside too. Oh, that's interesting.
And you're pregnant with a couple little baby corns.
And you look like JJ's Gorns. That's weird. What happened?
Oh, this went dark really quick.
Interspecies.
Anyway.
Okay, so give us the closing thoughts, Stuart, on where you think this episode is going to go. Sort of summary.
Well,
to call it. See if you're right.
Well, going back to those pods for a second, one of the last pictures here is them entering the atmosphere. They're all very closely grouped together too, so I don't know if they're attacking a single target or if it is going to atomize the atmosphere or something. I'm assuming a single target based on the way that they're clumped, but I don't know what that's about. Are they attacking, like, did Tilly set up her own little headquarters, her own palace on a planet? I don't know.
Hey, 9 months, long time.
Or is this a Klingon outpost that they're attacking or something? I don't know. Anyway, so those are our predictions. I don't know where this is going. There's so many possibilities, as we've kind of discussed. We kind of went off the rails a little bit, but I'm looking forward to seeing what happened to the ISS Discovery. Is it still around? If it is, very intriguing, very awesome to see those what happened there. I'm also looking forward to seeing all of the destruction that the Klingons have caused and exactly what the implication was and why Cornwall was beaming with the phaser drawn. Either it's to talk to Lorca, because Killy's going around killing people, or just because the Discovery's been gone for 9 months and they think that it might be controlled by Klingons or something. That's my biggest thing right now that I want to find out. But I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes, and it could go anywhere.
Are you the most excited about this teaser for the next episode out of all the ones we've seen so far?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the other ones. I'm very excited for this one, but
for me, absolutely, this is the most exciting one. Like everything else, we had an idea where it was going. This is like, it can go anywhere, and the possibility is really interesting.
This is like when No Man's Gone before,
or when No One.
Oh, we're no Trek fan.
But Trekyards will go there next week. My prediction is ISS has been doing its own thing. Giorgio will give them strategy and give them the ISS Discovery, which will be radical, but they'll be included. We'll see a double Discovery tag team, which will be really, really cool. And what more can the show Stroko and Ego by having two of the hero ship in the same episode? Why not? And I'm fine with that. It'd look cool. And yeah, we'll see. Exciting, and hopefully a long episode. 50 minutes. I want a 50-minute or 45... No, or 50 or 60-minute episode, please. Give us, again, this most expensive Trek show ever made. Hasn't really felt like it. Minimal space shots. Expensive sets, yes, but not... Like, Voyager had really good-looking sets, and they didn't burn every episode budget on the sets, and it still, did more aliens and things. So hopefully we save their budget for these two or something. And this, they're going to have a lot of space shots, a lot of cool things. Yeah, excited.
Me too. And if you're excited and want to help us out, you can do so by clicking the link below. Go to Patreon, help us on a monthly basis, or head on over to trekyards.com and click the donate button for a one-time donation. And also just share this video around. What are your predictions? Put them down below. We look forward to reading them.
And of course, join the Facebook group, Trekyards. Just search on Facebook. You can find a lot of different Trekyards branded groups, but there's the page which you can follow updates on, or the group where you can join the discussion and talk about Discovery and all the ships and all the tech and all the things, because we love talking about this stuff and trying to think ahead as we are. So until next time, guys, this is Commander Coggins.
And I'm Captain Foley.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.